English, you do Spanish.
You can do Spanish, señor.
Yeah.
I know you. Yes. That way it'll be short.
Okay. Hey, welcome to Veterans Talking to Veterans. Welcome, people. My name is Lino Roldan, aka Taino. To my right is Pedro Serrano. To my left is Frankie Maldonado. And to the front in Broken Arrow, Clay Rojas. Good afternoon, Clay. Buenas tardes.
Buenas.
Saludos para aquellos que nos están sintonizando en español. Bienvenidos al programa Veteranos Hablando con Veteranos. Aquí estamos en Jinx, Oklahoma. Aquí a mi izquierda tenemos a Frankie Maldonado. Él es el subdirector del Oklahoma Departamento de Veteranos de Oklahoma, del estado.
Exacto.
To my right, Air Force. Pedro Serrano, retired too. I'm Army, Air Force, and Marine, Semper Fi. Okay, before we start, friends, Clay's gonna do a prayer especially for our troop deploy.
Amen. Lord, we thank you right now for every person that's listening to this show. We ask you, Lord God, for your protection. We ask you for your blessing. We pray for every military member that is currently deployed right now, whether they are in combat or no combat. We ask you, Lord God, to place your hand on them and their families. Padre nuestro, le pedimos una bendición grande sobre todos los veteranos que están oyendo hoy día y le pedimos su bendición sobre este show y por todo lo que vamos a hacer hoy. En su nombre de Jesús, amén.
Amén.
Gracias. Bueno, so before we start, we gotta do a disclaimer first. This is just veteran talk to veteran. They had nothing to do with politics. It had nothing to do with any social issues. We all belong to different veteran organizations. For example, the DAV, American Legion, VFW. I belong to all of them. Vietnam Veterans of America. I'm Army. I served in Vietnam and Desert Storm. I retired from the Army in 1995 in Fort Sill. So now I'm an Okie for life. Pedro.
Sí, también veterano de la Fuerza Aérea, 20 años en el servicio activo. Estuve en Panamá por 8 años y luego en todo el mundo. Luego al final de mi carrera en Oklahoma City fue mi última estación en la base aérea de Tinker y ahí me quedé. Y aquí nos hemos quedado desde entonces. Y ahora ya casi 30 años en el estado de Oklahoma.
Yeah, me too. About 34 years I've been here.
Sí.
Yeah,
Así es.
I'm a volunteer at the VA clinic here in Tulsa. And Frankie,
Bueno, pues Frankie Maldonado, soy de Barranquitas, Puerto Rico, ¿verdad?
¡Epa!
Íbaro del campo, como me dicen. Y pues nada, estamos aquí, gracias con el favor de Dios. Yo soy el nuevo integrante al estado de Oklahoma. Yo me mudé aquí hace un año, hice 10 años activo en el Army, en la cual fui interrogador, fui 35 Mike, Human Intelligence Collector. Después que me salí, que hice mi carrera del Army, me metí en el Departamento de Defensa, para un total de 15 años con el Departamento de Defensa de la milicia. Bueno, después me salí, me mudé para Arkansas, de Arkansas me trajo a Oklahoma y ahora pues aquí con la bendición de Dios pues soy el Deputy Director del Departamento de Veteranos de Oklahoma, de Veteran Services, en la cual nos encargamos sobre 260,000 veteranos que hay aquí en Oklahoma. Pues tenemos la bendición y la dicha de servirle a cada uno de ellos y estamos súper bendecidos de estar aquí hoy.
okay, great. And awesome. Of course. And Clay?
Yeah, Clay Rojas. I am the Oklahoma Regional Director for The Forge. The Forge is a Christian mental health service for men and veterans. Mi misión principal con el Forge es brindar servicios de salud mental basados en la fe cristiana para hombres y veteranos. I served 4 years in the United States Marines, 4 años en los Marines, y he estado viviendo aquí en Oklahoma por los últimos 2 años. con mi familia.
Sí, esta es la organización, The Forge.
Great.
Tremenda organización, te digo.
Yeah, great organization. Great,
Really good organization,
great
yes.
service
A mí me gusta,
to
me
the
gusta.
community.
Y el libro que estábamos enseñando hace un minuto es un libro que Clay hizo.
Yeah, and this is not only for Oklahoma. This is the whole country, right?
Exactamente.
All
All
country.
around, whole country, inclusive we have veterans who live in Panama, Dominican Republic, in Guam. I mean, if they can all see the show, what we're gonna discuss today is about all over. He's representing the Oklahoma Department of Veterans, but the information that we're gonna provide to you guys, girls and guys, is official. It's official from VA. I can see it almost on a daily basis. I can see rumors in social media. You know, VA this, VA that, and do this and all that. And that's all it is, just rumors. So we're here today to answer some of these questions, and we encourage anyone to use our chat, and we can answer. If we'll find the answer for you. If we don't find it today, if we don't give you the answer today, we will give it to you later on. But I believe we can today because we have plenty of knowledge of that and on that particular, right?
Yeah, I think so, Lino. I think it's going to be a great platform for you to ask those questions, and truly, no questions is out of bounds, right? At the end of the day, whether it's mental health, whether it's financials, whatever, education, right? No questions is out of bounds here. But I know for the most part, and in a little brief history, that, you know, I started as a veteran service officer for the Oklahoma Department of Veteran Affairs, right? So doing claims and benefits for veterans here in Oklahoma. So not only in Oklahoma, I got my uncles in Puerto Rico. I got, you know, friends in different states that have contacted me and said, hey, can you help me out, right? So it's just a matter
Frankie,
of...
mira lo que es curioso de esto. Fíjate, déjame interrumpirte porque me parece tan y tan curioso. Estamos hablando en español y en inglés.
Right.
Yes.
Para que mucha gente se dé cuenta de que no importa en qué idioma tú estás hablando, nos puedes contactar en español o en inglés.
That's right.
Así mismo es, así mismo es.
Because we can do both.
Yeah, we can do both.
Y aquí somos, ¿sabes? Puerto Rico, Clay,
Nicaragua.
Nicaragua,
Ándate.
¿verdad? Mira, pero lo que pasa, realmente nosotros, ¿verdad? En nuestra cultura se llama lo que es Spanglish.
El Spanglish.
Right.
Spanglish.
Yeah.
So, we can switch it y podemos hablar y seguimos and we
Yeah.
continue
Or we could go back.
and we could go back.
And we're doing that because we know we got listeners right now. We got people connected from in Puerto Rico and other
Yeah,
places,
that's
even
right.
here in the Tulsa area and in the whole state of Oklahoma. And one of the things that we will discuss is, you know, many veterans, especially in the Latino community, they feel free. They feel like the VA process is confusing, and others. And denial, they in the denial, and I can talk about that because I got some friends that when I talk to them about VA, you know, this is what, you know, friends, veteran who has been in combat with me, you know, same in different years, but another combat veteran, another word, and they say, well, one of the few answers that I have was, I don't want to waste my time with VA anymore, and that's exactly one of the major problems we have. We want to be part of the solution, not the problem. You know, VA is not going to contact the veteran and going to say, well, okay, we're going to give you X percent. We're going to give you 150 whatever percent because you were exposed this and that. You got to start that process, and sometimes the process is lengthy. You know, el proceso a veces es muy largo, pero hay que tener paciencia, ¿verdad? No se dejen llevar por los rumores. Don't give up.
Pero vamos a hablar un poco de exactamente de ese problema. Especialmente en nuestras comunidades latinas. Siempre pensamos que el proceso es lento, que es confuso, que esto es un megollo, como decimos nosotros. ¿por qué no dan tantas reclamaciones? ¿Y por qué hay tantos errores? ¿Y por qué los veteranos, según tu experiencia, es como si estuviéramos dándole a una pared?
Ok, so, bueno, esto es una pregunta que tiene muchas facetas,
Sí.
¿verdad? Y es bien interesante porque, y yo te lo voy a explicar de la mejor manera que yo pueda, y es como el workers' comp.
Right.
We're filing a claim against the VA, like workers' comp for injury, 20 years after the fact.
Ay.
You know what I mean? So we're filing a claim against the VA 20, 10, 5, 30 years, 50 years in some cases. ¿Tú me entiendes? So ¿qué pasa? Cuando el veterano, and I'm going to continue I'm going to continue this answer in English, pero when we file a claim, it's like filing a claim against your insurance company. How many times have you got in an accident and your insurance company gives you the runaround and they nick you and dime you here and there? It's exactly the same process,
Okay.
right? And that's why people, right, at the beginning of a long time, or even right now, they say, you get in an accident, contact a lawyer, right? You're filing a claim, contact the VSO. That's the same principle. Get somebody on your side as quickly as possible to get you through that process of the VA. One, right? So once you understand that the VA, they deny more than they approve, right?
What?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's
What?
it.
What? Wait a minute. Talk to me. Wait. ¿Cómo es eso?
Well, the thing is again, we're fighting an insurance company. We're fighting the VA. So it's not what we say that happened, it's what we can prove that happened in our military service, right? So then the thing is, we're gonna get more no's than yes. But when you come into DAV, VFW, ODVA in my case, right? When you come and talk to one of our VSOs or one of our representatives, our main job is abogar por usted. Is
Right.
to be your lawyer, to be that person to fight and get the, yes, man, we're gonna get no's. That's okay. Okay, we got a no, got it. What do we need to, the good thing about the VA is that they tell you a no, but they also tell you what you need to make it a yes. You know what I mean? So understanding the lingo, the language, right? A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't understand that. They don't know what they're reading, you know?
So what happens when I hear veterans that tell me, well, Pedro, the VA has my files.
yeah.
They should contact me because they have all my info.
Yeah, so does the Army, right? And
Ándale.
so does the Air Force, and so does the
Ay,
Marines.
wait a
Oh, they got
minute.
my medical records? They sure
Wait a
do.
minute. Espérate.
Yeah. So al fin y al cabo, what was that?
Those records are in a basement somewhere.
Yeah.
Anda.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we think that the VA has the records, and we think that the Army, the Air Force, the Marine have my records.
There was a
But
thing
the
in
reality
past.
is
Yeah.
they don't have anything.
No, there was a thing in the past that they use. I don't think VA did that, but one of the question was what my records. Oh yeah, they said we lost the records in a fire.
In a fire,
That's
sí.
a myth. That was never no fire. The records are our records are in National Archive in St. Louis, Missouri.
St. Louis, Missouri,
If
yeah.
you lose, if a veteran is missing a record or anything,
It was never there.
he was in Iraq and he was treated in one of the tent with the medical tent, for example,
Yeah.
the medics. That record is there. That record is there, and all you have to do is contact. Or either you can do it yourself or contact your local.
Lost communication.
Yeah. Okay.
Right down.
we're back,
Wait,
we're
can you
back.
hear us?
I guess it's the weather. We got such a nice weather that I guess.
Por eso, porque el sol está afuera.
Yeah. But yeah.
Hey, Pedro,
Dime.
pero déjame decir algo. Yo creo que muchos veteranos no entienden. Porque cuando yo comencé con mi claim, yo pensé que el gobierno me quería ayudar, que me querían dar dinero,
¡Ándate!
que me
Yeah.
querían, asistir.
Yeah.
Que muchos veteranos no entienden que nuestro gobierno bendito no están en el negocio de regalar dinero.
Ay.
El veterano tiene que trabajar para conseguir ese dinero y ese
That's
respeto.
right.
El gobierno no está regalando dinero así porque estuviste en los Marines y tuviste combate y te vamos a regalar el dinero. Y mucha gente no entiende eso.
Hey, nosotros tenemos que pasar más dificultades que otras situaciones, ¿verdad? Obviamente. Pero es como te digo, al fin y al cabo, la pregunta es sencilla. ¿Cuál es el error más común de los veteranos? Es que no se orientan y no buscan ayuda. No buscan ayuda, no buscan a alguien que diga, oh, la ayuda que buscan es la incorrecta. Es la persona que le quiere sacar esto.
Espérate.
¿Entiendes?
Vamos a hablar de eso un momento.
That's another topic.
Vamos a hablar de eso, porque hay muchas compañías que te dicen, no me des ni un solo centavo, si no ganamos nada, yo no cobro. Y hay otras que te dicen, no, yo necesito 500 pesos adelante,
No, más.
en lo que va y viene.
Eso ya lo conocemos.
Yeah.
Okay.
Háblame de
The
eso.
shorts.
Ok, mira, lo bueno.
Y vamos a ser honestos, yo los he usado.
Ok, claro, yo también, yo lo sé, yo llegué a mi 100% usando un abogado, pero antes de yo coger mi 100% le tuve que pagar 12,000 pesos de mi
No lo que
beneficio.
ganaste, sino de tu bolsillo.
No, de lo que gané,
Ah,
de mi
okay.
beneficio.
Yeah, like
¿Entiendes?
25% or something.
Yeah, but that was from my benefit.
Yeah.
This lawyer, hey, I appreciate you, but this lawyer didn't step foot in Afghanistan.
No.
This lawyer didn't step foot in Iraq. This lawyer didn't step foot and got cussed at and smoked and drugged to the ground and broken and all that stuff. No.
Yeah.
This lawyer just sat back and said, "Oh yeah, I can file this." You know why? Of ignorance, because I didn't know any better, right? But then I started working for the VA and I said, "Man, this is easy.
That's right.
All I had to do was just this. This is what he did. This is what I paid $12,000 for." Anyways, but the thing is the main mistake of a veteran is that they don't look, they don't ask questions, and if when they or they have, oh, my friend of a friend of a friend, right?
The rumor, the famous rumor.
And listen, let me tell you something. Here in Oklahoma, I am proud and glad that our legislators, our senators, our people in politics, and we're not going to go much into it.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, here in Oklahoma, our representatives are fighting to combat sharks that target veterans.
Right.
So there's going to be legislation. I think there's actually even legislation already in place to protect veterans from that.
Ok, vamos a hacer esto entonces. Si estamos de acuerdo en que no debemos usar una compañía que nos cobre, entonces, ¿cómo podemos comunicarle eso a nuestros hermanos veteranos? ¿De qué tienen que hacer? O sea, ¿cuáles son el paso número 1, 2 y 3?
Yeah. So, paso número 1. Calm down.
That's right.
Cálmense. ¿Me entiendes? Paso número 1 es tranquilito. ¿Verdad?
¡Ay!
Tranquilo.
No puedo,
Sí, no,
bro.
porque lo que pasa es, ¿verdad? Especialmente, y yo voy a hablar de cultura, ¿verdad? Porque somos una persona, ahí viene el nene mío, pero somos una cultura que estamos, mira,
La
siempre, mira, para arriba, para abajo, a las millas, todo es rápido. La cultura puertorriqueña, ¿verdad? Pero te digo, hay que, mira, bajar los niveles un poco. Orientarse. ¿Cuál es el objetivo que tú quieres, a la cual tú quieres llegarle? Ok, primero que nada, y vamos a hablar claro, mi gente, vamos a hablar claro. No todo el mundo es 100%.
Ándate.
Claro.
Espérate.
Not everybody's 100%.
Pero,
esa es la realidad.
No. Explícame eso porque yo pensaba que todo el mundo era 100%.
Exacto. Pues esa es la cosa. Todo el mundo, que yo quiero mi 100%. Sí, entiendo. Yo quiero tu 100%. Pero la realidad del caso es que no saliste de Punta Santiago allá en Salinas. Te quedaste en la Guardia Nacional en Puerto Rico Solamente hiciste 3 años en la Guardia Nacional de Puerto Rico.
That's right.
Y lo único que yo te puedo reclamar es tenires en hearing loss. Y eso lo que te da son 10% a 30% dependiendo. Porque lo único que te cobran es, lo único que tú puedes reclamar es tu active duty time, ¿verdad? So, ¿qué tú me tienes que decir a mí? If you only, tú eres veterano, tú eres un veterano, serviste, tú levantaste tu mano derecha y juraste a proteger nuestra nación y eso está perfecto. Pero, a VA only cares about your active duty time. For National Guard and Reservists, para la Guardia Nacional y la Reserva, eso es Basic Training AIT or any Title 10 Deployment Orders, ¿verdad? Any Title 10 Deployment Orders. Y obviamente para activo, pues es Anytime activo. ¿Qué pasa? Que hay mucha gente que dice, pero yo, que me pasó esto. Pero le pasó eso cuando fue a chinchorrear allá en Puerto Rico, ¿me entiendes? Y fuera de su title, ¿verdad? Y entiende. No, pero hay situaciones. Un ejemplo. Tú estás guiando una motora y estás de camino a tu annual training y tuviste un accidente.
Eso sí te cubre.
Sí, pues sí, posiblemente te puede cubrir, ¿verdad? Sí. Hay muchos escenarios. Para un ejemplo, hay una pregunta que la pregunta es, ¿soy veterano? ¿Cualifico para mis beneficios de veterano? La contestación para esa pregunta es sí y a lo mejor, ¿verdad? ¿Qué pasa? Paso número 1, cálmate. Paso número 2, oriéntate, consíguete un Veteran Service Officer que te ayude, que te oriente y que te chequee cuáles son tus beneficios dependiendo a tu servicio. Exacto. Porque todo veterano es diferente dependiendo al servicio del veterano, ¿verdad? Aquí tenemos a Pedro retirado, Nino retirado, Marines 4 años, Army 10 años, diferente. Y a mí me probaron PTSD, pero a él no. Pero a él le probaron sleep apnea, pero a mí sí, a mí no, ¿me entiendes? Sí. Somos diferentes, todo depende.
Y otra cosa es, another thing is, instead of go to an expensive attorney, check with your local veteran organization.
Pero espérate, vamos a hablar de eso, vamos a hablar. ¿Cómo que la local organization?
Local, I mean, it's a VA, a veteran organization that is been approved by VA. To represent veterans like
accredited
VFW.
O sea que en los 50
VFW es Veteran of Foreign War, the DAV, Disabled American Veteran, the BVA, Vietnam Veterans of America, the American Legion,
PAV, American Veteran,
Wonder Warrior. I mean,
you know what's the problem? Un problema es que muchas de esas organizaciones tienen mala fama.
Exactly.
No te contactan. La gente se pone frustrada y después ellos van a buscar a esos tiburones que están cobrando.
Exactly.
Yo probé con el American Legion, pero nada, muy lento, no me llaman.
I agree with you because at what time, and it's still in some areas, they think about the American Legion, for example, and nothing against them, but they think about the American Legion about a club, because most of the American Legion location, they have a bar and they do parties, so they say, that's another club, that's what I've been here. And the same thing with the VFW.
And the average age is like 85, right. So
exactly.
No hay gente joven en esto,
exactly. And that's one thing that happened in the past. The technology, they didn't know. They had to, they get the pile.
Claro. Last couple months ago, when was it? When we had the fair, the trading fair.
Trade fair.
We had ODVA, had the trading down in Norman, right? And we have different organizations that come in and you know, and it's, you'd be surprised how many people have come up to me and I said, how do you send this? Oh, I still send it through the mail.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? And that's, I mean, I tell them, like, why are you doing that? I said, well, right. Because they don't know, right? So before you go and say, hey, I want this organization to help me, do your research, talk to people and whatnot. If you're in Oklahoma, I'm going to take this opportunity to plug, right? If you're in Oklahoma, I want you to talk to the Oklahoma Department of Veteran Affairs. They're here for you. They will talk to you. They will see your case, and it's a good thing it's a good thing that I have over 30, 40 veteran service officers, right? Again, the address in Oklahoma City, I have the address is 2132 Northeast 36th Street in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma 73111, and then in Muskogee, we also have the Muskogee Regional Office, and we have Oklahoma City. We have in Broken Arrow, yep, we have Bobby Jones. He's one of mine at the vet center in Broken Arrow and 1117 South Main Street. I have people in Muskogee. I have people in Claremore. I have people in Ponca City, Lawton, Enid, all over the state. I have BSOs. So the main thing is contact us, get in contact with one of our representatives, and we'll help you out.
And also those who are viewing from Puerto Rico,
Explícame de Puerto Rico.
they have the same, tienen la misma organización, están en Puerto Rico, por ejemplo en Cagua está mi amigo allá Cristino Lozada, retired, CW4 retired, él está a cargo del DAB del área de Cagua, pero está ahí, me refiero a Calles, todos los pueblos aledaños a Cagua. También está la oficina en San Juan también, y en el área oeste de Mayagüez. Lo mismo con American Legion, están los Borinqueniers, hay tantas organizaciones que están. Hay una organización que se llama Vets, Puerto Rican Vets, que nuestro amigo está por ahí, Ariel Soto, de esa organización también. Ellos también tienen muchos programas que ofrecer también. Y aprovechando que quiero saludar a esos veteranos que están ya conectados. Ariel Soto, allá en Quilín, Texas, Karim Santos, Sal Martínez también, Edwin Reyes también allá en la Florida, Angela Carter, well, Angela, Robert Clausen, my neighbor, his army. So Robert, we are, like we say at the beginning of the show, the program, we doing both Spanish and English, so we jumping from one to other one, but it's because we got the large audience from different places, including people overseas or even in Guam and other places.
Y entonces sabemos qué se puede hacer, cómo podemos decirle a los veteranos que están fuera de los Estados Unidos cómo contactar, cómo empezar a hacer esto. No le queda más remedio que ir a veteran.gov.
Every state
Inside the United States,
every state and territory has representation.
That's right.
There is a national veteran organization representation across, even in Puerto Rico. There's a national level of VSO, veteran service organizations, even in Puerto Rico, right? So the main thing is Google is your friend, right? And listen, AI is your friend as well if you know how to use it. Mm-hmm. So it's just a matter of understanding. But if you're anywhere outside of Oklahoma, Google your local regional office.
Y si no se acuerdan, le preguntan a Taino.
Yeah, and and I tell you, based on what I've been seeing and hearing and reading in throughout the years, they have some states are different than. In this case, Oklahoma. I want to tell you what I hear. Texas, Oklahoma, New Mexico, Alabama, Florida, they really are into give a veteran 100% of support.
Sí, ayudar.
And I know that because I've seen friends from other states when my parents used to live in Milwaukee. One of the things I did before I retired, I called the local government there. What do you offer to veterans? What is incentive? Oh, we don't do that much to veterans. That's the thing. And I tell you, most of the East Coast state, unfortunately, they like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Here, Oklahoma's number 7. We bounce between 7 and 8 when it comes to veteran support and veteran services nationwide.
Wow.
Oklahoma's around 7 or 8. And that's because we're smaller compared to Texas or all these other bigger states with a population that has more population. But nationwide, we bounce anywhere between 7 and 8. When it comes to veteran services and veteran benefits and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Quiero hacer una pregunta porque esto para mí es personalmente importante. Mira, yo entiendo que la salud mental, especialmente en muchos veteranos, es importante. y más en las familias latinas, porque a veces no hablamos de eso, ¿no? Yo quiero saber cómo está relacionado las condiciones de salud mental con las reclamaciones del VA. Porque fíjate como yo cambié de actitud en mis 5 minutos cuando tú dijiste que no todo el mundo puede ser 100%. Y estábamos bromeando. Y sin embargo, ¿cuánto nos ponemos así como tensos, ¿no? Porque no podemos hablar con el VA. O tenemos problemas. O nadie nos contesta. O pasan 3 meses.
El miedo, el famoso miedo, that fear. And I'm going to bring something back. You guys remember when we were active duty, you don't want to get a P3 profile, for example. Why? Because it will hold up your promotion. So nowadays, I see a lot of veterans, when I here at the local VA, for example, they don't want to talk about mental health because they don't know. They don't know. And I'm going to be honest, I'm an example. When I came out of Vietnam, back then, they used to tell you, oh, he's crazy, he or she, they're crazy. So they start pumping a bunch of pills and blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. I didn't know about all those issues after I retired in '95, you know, and nowadays there are solutions for that type, not only through veteran groups, organizations like the one Clay runs, the Forge, and other ones, and but it's true. Some veterans don't like to talk about it, but that's the thing. When we talk to the veteran, I guess talking to veteran in the real life also, it works great. And I talk to veterans on a daily basis, every day. I talk to veterans, and they open to you. Like I opened to that person who interviewed me way back about this and that, you know, all that. Only veterans can relate to that. They're not gonna tell another person.
How does that you're seeing veterans from a business perspective, and I say business, how does that? How do you see this issue of being PTSDist?
Yeah. So it's funny. Let me tell you something. Not everybody's 100%, and not everybody has to have PTSD. I said it, right? Yeah. Not everybody, like, PTSD is not a badge of honor that you carry on your chest. You see what I'm saying? That's the realistic, that's the talk. Let's talk, veterans, because that's how it is. Now, I get it. We have stressful situations. We have in situations that your situation is different from my situation, right? But I have veterans that come to me, it's like, I want PTSD. And I said, okay, why do you want PTSD? Oh, because, I went through this. Okay, it's not what you say, it's what I can prove, right? But now, the path of least resistance that's my favorite question. That's my favorite statement is the path of least resistance.
Explícame eso.
So, when a veteran comes to me and they say, I want to follow my mental health, I'm never going to deny that they don't, right? I'm never going to discard like, you don't got a mental health. No. That's old say, right? I was like, okay, yeah, tell me about it. What's going on? Okay. Number one, I'm going to tell you. If you bring up and you talk to me about your childhood, of your uncle, your aunt, your whatever, I'm going to tell you straight to your face, I don't care about that. Mm-hmm. Because the same way that I don't care about that, the VA doesn't care about that. Right? And one, we don't want to give VA any ammunition to use against you in the decision of your claim. So therefore, stop talking about your childhood stuff and traumas and everything, and keep it in line with your service.
All right, hold on. Let's make a parenthesis here. What does the VA care about?
They care about your service. From
what
the time you came in,
what happened when you entered service and when you left the service?
When you left the service. That period. Now, listen, this is the thing. You go to war, you saw things or whatever you were, you were just deployed, right? You come back, you file a mental health claim, and you want PTSD because of all this stuff, and then all of a sudden, and I'm just gonna, I'm not gonna, but you say that you were molested as a child, right? Oh well, the VA is gonna quickly latch onto that and say your trauma is not because of your your service is because of your childhood trauma. You know what I mean? So your PTSD now, can it be argued? Absolutely. If you got the good VSO, I'll be like, okay, got it. Maybe you're saying that the Army didn't give me PTSD, but it sure triggered it and made it worse. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And because when I came in, I was in good health. When I left, I wasn't in good health, right? And this is why I wasn't in good health, and X, Y, and Z. So, not, like I said, it's case by case basis.
Right.
There's military sexual trauma. There is PTSD. Now, mental health is an umbrella, right? Mental health is the big title, and the umbrella, under that umbrella falls PTSD, anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, whatever else, right? Everything, right? So the thing is, me as a VSO and as a deputy, my goal is to find the path of least resistance. So then I hear your story, you tell me your story, I hear it, okay, got it, okay, got it. Next question is going to be, where's your diagnosis?
Right.
Because you need three things.
No.
Clay, can you hear us?
There you go. We're back. We got sorry about the delay. We have problem with the unstable internet.
It's all good.
I don't know why,
Sí.
but never.
Hey,
happened
where did we left off? Last thing you heard.
You were talking about PTSD and how everybody doesn't have it.
Okay.
How if you talk about what you had before service,
Okay.
you get in trouble because the VA will latch onto that
Right.
and say you were already had it before you came in.
That's right. And the thing is, and listen, guys, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna look at your face and say you're lying to me, right? I'm not that type of person, right? Because people listen. I've heard stories with somebody suffering from Alzheimer's, right, and suffering from schizophrenia or suffering from other stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in their head, they live this story, right? Who am I to tell them that this is not their story, right? But I will tell them. I said, hey, listen, according to your records,
Right.
you weren't the Secret Service of the president, okay?
Ay.
But I see that you were here, and then I bring them back to reality. I bring them back, and there's a finesse to that. So at the end of the day, not everybody has PTSD, not everybody is 100%, right? But at the same time, we can always have some type of mental health condition, right? And the passive least resistance, PTSD, I have to prove. I have to prove with facts, with events,
Correct.
with
With
stressor
a
statements,
doctor.
right? We have to. The VA has to go out and prove. If they can't prove it, it didn't happen, right? But if you have a back injury, headaches, if you have sleep apnea, you have tinnitus, you have hearing loss, you have all these other conditions, are you telling me that you're not suffering from depression or anxiety because of all these conditions? Are you not, Lino, Taino, mira, listen, está fuerte el hombre, ¿viste? Está durito, ¿verdad? Pero como uno dice, at the end of the day, you know, all those physical stuff that you suffered, it still plays a toll in your head.
That's right.
You used to be able to run 12 miles. Like nothing. I was a 12:32 mile runner. ¿Tú me entiendes? People me decían el gazelle. ¿Verdad? Yo corría, a mí me encantaba
The
correr.
gazelle?
Sí.
That's a big freaking gazelle, buddy.
Sí, pero a mí me encantaba correr, yo era nadador, yo era todo.
The gazelle.
Papi, el gorila, lo que sea, ¿me entiendes?
Eso a mí me suena
Pero
como que...
I was physically fit.
Tú te sabes lo que no era el hippo, ¿no? Que gazelle,
Hey,
que
the
gazelle.
hippos can swim though.
One of the
Déjate cosas.
I got a question for you. Does the VA separate? I heard that there's like a PTSD one for guys you can prove they were in combat, and then there's a PTSD 2 for other types of trauma. Is this true? Is there two different categories?
Well, we gotta remember that in the previous long time ago war, you got the infantry person always in the front. Then with time, with the new wars, people in the rear they suffer more than the one in the front. So there's really nowadays is PTSD you can be in a supply room in the back, logistic, and you still can have PTSD. But boy,
How? I'll tell you how. There's military sexual trauma all over the military. You know what I mean? This is not only pertaining to females. Males get sexually harassed and abused as well, right? So there's many things, right? But you know, let's talk about the code, right? Oh, where brothers and sisters are arms, you know. He was just playing around, or whatever or she was just playing around, or whatever the case is. So you got military sexual trauma. You have also, you know, personal traumas, or because, like, for instance, the VA form 0781 has 1, 2, 3, 4 categories when it comes to filing a mental health claim based on PTSD. One category is called combat traumatic event. That's number 1. The second, personal traumatic event not involving military sexual trauma, MST. The third one is personal traumatic event involving MST, and then other traumatic events. Now, people...
I mean, that's a lot.
There's a lot to go there, but this is the thing. Well, they say, okay, personal event. If I mark personal, what is personal? And then they're not gonna. The veteran doesn't understand what is personal. So then here comes that thing. Oh, when I was 10 years old, that's personal.
Sí, pero eso fue antes.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
No?
It's connected.
Boom! I don't care about when you were 10.
It has
So,
to
but
be-
people put, okay, this was a personal event, and then they talk about what happened when they were 10 years old, and the VA is gonna be like, that's not our problem.
It's not a problem.
¿No me entienden? So, but what does a personal event look for? Service connection.
In service.
In service connection, right? I'll give you an example. A personal event, right? And listen, I never played the victim card because that's not the type of person who I am, and no, you're right, or at the end of the day. But are there personal conflicts between different races and ethnic groups in the military? Absolutely. Let's call it how it is. Is there prejudice in the military? Absolutely. Do they treat this person differently because this person is this and this person is that? Absolutely. Right? But we are trained to push forward and forget the nonsense and carry on, right? And just carry on with the mission. But at the end of the day, because I went to medical staff. I went to see a medical professional, and I talked about my, ¿cómo se dice? Yeah, my personal, right? I having issues with this person and this and this and that. It was documented that I had a history of people, right? And then when they came back, when I filed for my claim, they're like, okay, listen, you can't file for prejudice, right? There's no disability claim for prejudice, but there is a claim called anxiety due to this prejudice, or depression due to this to this pressure, right, or whatever. So at the end of the day, it's getting in contact with the VSO and understanding that, right? That's personal, right? Yes, did I had some things happen when I was a kid? Absolutely, but when I was in service, personally, I experienced discrimination. I experienced favoritism. I experienced this stuff, right? Now, and I tell you one thing, guys, and please understand, I'm not knocking the military. I love my military, but it happens. The same thing that happens in the military, it happens outside, it happens everywhere. It's the same thing, right? It's just, but it's there,
Claro.
I've even seen one, and sorry, Pedro. I've even seen a claim where I knew a guy that a buddy of his died by suicide, right? It didn't happen to him, but it was his buddy, it was his friend. They deployed together.
Yeah.
It wasn't combat related, but it was documented that the suicide happened. He was there, he saw it, that messed him up in the head, and he was able to claim PTSD for that.
Yeah, that's called a trigger, right? So he had a trigger in his events, in his service treatment records, and it was documented, right? So then now, the thing is, sometimes, again, most of the time, they're going to deny you. They're going to deny you. And people get frustrated. They lose hope in the system. They lose hope in what's going on. And it's just, don't lose hope, right? It's getting back on the board, talking to somebody, having another set of eyes of people looking at your claim, and then attacking it again from a different angle.
Yeah, there's one person that can help you. They can help the veteran to challenge that denial or file another claim or bring it to a video conference or whatever. Is when you go to see the person, the doctor in VA. If you marry, take your wife, take your spouse, your husband or your wife with you, because they know exactly what's going on. And I tell you, yeah, because I did that. And when the doctor asked her question that I was, wow. But, and I wasn't there. He saw her first. Mm-hmm. And if you're not married, you can be your mother, anyone in the family, or any immediate family member. But it will help you in that. A lot of us don't want to admit that yes, we have PTSD, this, that, because if you're gonna find a job or apply for a job, you don't want that another stigma. You don't want to admit, I don't want to have it on my record, because they think that the person, the company or whatever, the employer is, I see in your record that you have PTSD.
Nah, there's something great that the country has called HIPAA that protects us from those things. My employer knows what I tell them, that what I want them to know, right? So when they hired me with a veteran preference with disability, so they know that they're hiring a veteran with disability preferences. Now, it's up to me to allow them that information based on, if I'm doing a job that I need accommodation, then I go to HR and say, hey, I need accommodation, right? I've had 3 spine fusions, and this chair is not good for me because of right. And you're gonna have to buy your own chair. Nope. Talk to a VSO. ADA protects you, and your HR department should be able to get you an accommodation for that, right? That's just an example, right?
Hey, Clay, can you spin us a little bit and take some time and let's dive into how the Forge and Rallying Point can help our veterans. Explain to us what the organization does and all the services that they provide, because I think this may be the right time to dive into that, and then we'll come back to us.
Yeah, absolutely.
so when it comes to mental health, this is something that none of us are strangers to, right? We have identified some major roadblocks that stop veterans from seeking mental health support. And this is, again, like Frankie was saying, I'm not throwing shade on the military. I love my military. But this is the hypocrisy of the military. The hypocrisy is one team, one fight. We got your back. Battle buddies, like no man left behind. All those things are great when we're in combat and we're deployed. But then when we come home and we have mental health issues, it's not really one team, one fight no more. You're kind of on your own, right? Mm-hmm. And so we've identified 3 major roadblocks that keep veterans from asking for help. And what we're trying to do is get veterans past those roadblocks. So here's number 1. The first roadblock, and I'm going to say this applies for men and women, but mostly for men. The first roadblock is that if I raise my hand and ask for help, I'm weak. That's weakness.
Wow.
That's how I was raised. I don't know how you guys were raised, but all being Puerto Rican,
that's right.
For help, something's wrong with you.
Yep.
Because the way I was raised, you figure it out. You push through. You suck it up. You man up. And if you ask for help, you're weak. So
that's
number 1, that's the first barrier for asking for help. Here's number 2. And this is really a pride thing, but in our culture, la cultura latina, when it comes to mental health, hey, we don't talk about that. We keep it in the family. We keep the trash in the house, right? What happens in the house stays in the house. And we don't talk to nobody about that. No doctors, therapists, no psychologists, because why? We got to keep the honor of the family. Cuando la gente ve mi familia, todo está bien. Right? Todo está bien, because we don't want anybody to know that there's a problem. And so the second barrier to asking for help is that el orgullo, the pride. Hey, there's nothing wrong with me, my family, I'm okay, right? So la cultura, muchas veces tenemos mucho orgullo en la cultura, pero muchas veces esa misma cultura es la misma cosa que nos está matando.
That's right.
La ignorancia.
And then number 3, here's number 3. The third one is that the VA system is so impacted that even when a veteran does ask for help, they get put on a waiting list. They immediately, before it used to be like, let's just put you on medication.
Wait, hold on. Let's talk about that for a minute. What high? Come on.
Yeah, because here's the reality. You have all these guys coming back the last 25 years. We're coming back from the global war on terror. We got more people diagnosed with PTSD than any time ever, right? So what's cheaper, to give you some pills or to give you a therapist? What do you think is cheaper?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you the pills.
Yeah.
Right? Because the reality is we don't have enough therapists to work with everybody. Right? And so
the government owns the pharmaceuticals.
Yes. The government and the pharmaceuticals are like, hey, I got Pedro, I got Lino, I got Clay, I got Frankie. Okay, you know what? Maybe one of those guys gets a counselor. The other 3, just give them the pills.
That's right.
And unfortunately, we did that too much. And that became the third barrier for veterans to ask for help. I don't want medication. I don't want pills. Now for some people it's appropriate. For other people it might not be, but there's a fear. I don't want the medication. I'm not crazy. And those are the 3 major things that we've identified. So what we do at the Forge is we help the veteran navigate those 3 barriers. And then the last thing we do is we help the veteran and we begin to ask the question, what role does God play in your mental health? Because nobody's ever really talked to them about that before.
That's right. That's right.
The X factor. That's the X factor that nobody wants to talk about. But the reality is, even in non-religious data, Okay, this is not religious data. The research, not religious, the secular research shows that having faith is one of the most major factors in preventing suicide. Having faith and community. So this isn't just me making it up. This is the data. And so the Forge tries to bring all of that to the table. How do we help the veteran navigate the obstacles that keep them from asking for help? And then what role does God play in that?
Great, thank you.
So put me on the chat. What's the Forge website? What's their email address?
Yes.
Put all that in there, because now I want to know. And really, what I want to pose is the next question: How can I help my partner that doesn't want help?
Yeah.
Either my wife, or the wife helping the husband, or my brother, or my sister, or my next door neighbor.
Yeah. And this is a common story, right? Like it reminds me of the story, your friendship with not Al, but from Vet Chat.
Oh yeah,
Leo.
Yeah.
Leo.
Leo from Venture. Hey, shout out to Leo.
Shout out to Leo. But when you came to Leo, he didn't want nothing to do with the VA. Remember that?
That's cool. Oh man,
Yeah.
woo!
Yeah.
And
So-
you began to speak to him about how is this going to impact your family? How is this going to impact your future? And so I think there's two approaches. The first one is we can begin to talk to our veterans, because I was the same way. It took me 13 years after I got out of the Marine Corps to file my first claim, because I was too proud. There was nothing wrong with me, right? That's what I just kept saying. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm not crazy. I'm okay. 13 years. But then somebody said to me, bro, your family could benefit. So put down your pride and listen to how you can help your family. So that was the thing that got me. But there's still a lot of veterans that say, even you tell them that, they don't want to do it. So
That's right.
what I would say, if you have a veteran that is not interested in getting mental health support, I would say two things. Number one, just be present for them and listen and walk alongside. Don't try to fix. Just be there. Be there for them, right? Because a lot of veterans, they don't need you to fix the problem. They just need you to listen. And that's the problem. Nobody wants to listen. Everybody wants to fix. Right? And
Great.
don't try to fix me. Just listen to me.
Yeah.
Right? And then you build the trust. And once you build the trust, then we talk about going to the VA to get the therapy, right? But if there's no trust, if I don't trust you, you can tell me till you're blue in the face that I need therapy. But if there's no trust, if I don't see you as a trusted person, then I'm not going to go. So it's relationship first, and then let's go get help.
That's right. That's right. And that's very important. That's such an important point that you did there, Clay, is about, listen, we're all in the business of fixing things. And trust me, if I wanted to fix it, I would have fixed it a long time ago. You know what I mean? Y especialmente, ¿verdad? Y no para hablar, pero especialmente las esposas, nuestras esposas nos aman tanto que algunas veces como que, jeringan un poco, como que, muchacha, déjame quieto, ¿me entiendes? ¿Verdad? Y yo amo a mi esposa, yo llevo con mi esposa desde los 14 años, ¿verdad? Y ella está ahí encima de mí y yo le digo, mi amor, esto es algo que sí, ya tú sabes, pero esto es algo que tú personalmente no puedes arreglar, ¿me entiendes? So, por favor, camina conmigo, y ¿sabes? Como dice, no me chaves más, pero camina conmigo y ayúdame, y es bien importante. So that's a good point.
Okay, after all, they're part of the team.
Yeah, sí, claro.
Esa cosa de la cultura, el machismo, no, yo estoy bien, eso es bueno, pero también es a two-edged sword. Eso también previene que muchos veteranos say, hey, I need help.
Yeah. Mira, I want to take a second to acknowledge Minerva Camacho in Oklahoma. Also, Wilson Esteban Rodriguez. Wilson Esteban Rodriguez is a friend of mine for a long time. And actually, Veteran Talk to Veteran, we started that. Him and I started that. This is about the third program we do. But we done this before. With Wilson, he's a VSO for the American Legion, and he's now in Edmond, Oklahoma. He's a retired Army Sergeant Major, and I tell you what, he has helped a lot of veterans in Oklahoma. So my salute to you, brother Wilson.
Hey, aquí estamos saludando a todo el mundo.
Yeah.
Vamos a saludar a una persona que me mandó un mensaje. También me dice, Alfonso Garza. Al Garza from Midwest City. Hey, brother. Hey,
¡Epa!
hey, I call him my Top Gun. Okay.
Yeah.
Al Garza is one of my VSOs now, right? As we talked
Yeah.
about, he also has a lot of knowledge and resources and mental health and resources in the state of Oklahoma. So I want to tell you guys, if you're here in Oklahoma and you need a dedicated, God-fearing, loving person that hears you and understands you, Al Garza, man, we want to go out there and talk to Al Garza down in Central Office in Oklahoma City. So love you, Al.
También para aquellos que han entrado ahora, Francisco Maldonado es Army Veteran, Deputy Director of the Veteran Service for the State of Oklahoma, Veteran Program and former Veteran Service Representative, BSO. Clay Rojas está en Broken Arrow, U.S. Marine Corps Veteran, Regional Director of the Force, Biblical Counselor, and author of the book Rally Point, which is this book right here. And my friend Pedro, Air Force retired veteran, and my BW buddy guy, and myself, you all know me now by now, but quiero agradecerle también a Ariel Soto allá en Puerto Rico. Él tiene la organización, él está con la organización allá de Veteran Puerto Rican Vets.
Puerto Rico Vets.
And please,
Ariel, vamos a hablar, tiramos un mensaje.
Ariel, talk to me, Ariel, and let us know what's going on up there. Y quiero hablar en español ahora porque yo he recibido en los últimos 4 o 5 años mensajes o preguntas de Puerto Rico, de veteranos allá en Puerto Rico, que yo no a veces decimos la situación en Puerto Rico, veteranos, VA is different. No, it's not different. VA is VA. It doesn't matter where you're located. Yes, they got some bad apples like every other place in the world, you know.
That's right.
And it's like I said, our own people sometimes really, because it's reality.
Donde los que no quieren ver la cabeza y no son los mismos que nos pisotean algunas veces, pero we have to be strong.
Pero no nos podemos, tenemos que mantenernos unidos siempre. Por eso es que este programa no va a ser el último. Vamos a seguir haciéndolo. La próxima vez vamos a invitar a Wilson también al programa también otra vez. Pero una pregunta que se están haciendo los veteranos ahora mismo, aquellos que quizás no tengan un claim, o estén batallando un claim, o que no han hecho nada claim, porque
que estén bien, que se sientan bien.
Exacto. Yo puedo decir ejemplos de personas que yo he hablado, que me han dicho, I'm okay, I got money, or I'm making good money, bla, bla, bla. Otros dicen, no, ya yo trabajé de retirado del Army, after that I retired from the Army of Civil Service, and I'm okay.
Ajá.
Pero, yo le digo, no pienses en el dinero, piensa en worsening condition y tu familia, esposo, hijo, etcétera, nietos. If you can hear me, we're talking. Hey, but we back again. Anyway, pero lo primero que debe hacer un veterano y esto se lo decimos a cualquier veterano de cualquier conflicto, o si no fue a combat, whatever, veterano es veterano, ¿verdad? Que es otra pregunta que le voy a hacer a él ahorita.
¿Qué significa?
¿Qué significa veterano? Vamos a hacerla ahora. ¿Qué significa un veterano para VA? Para VA, por ejemplo.
Para el Departamento de Veteranos Federal, un veterano es una persona que sirvió durante un periodo de activo mínimo 6 meses.
6 meses.
6 meses mínimo.
6 months.
Pero, no te creas, Que hay gente por allá que se metieron, un ejemplo, ¿verdad? Salieron de Basic Training, porque Basic Training son unas 9 semanas, ¿no?
Sí.
¿verdad?
2 meses.
3 meses. Y lo sacaron porque pasó algo. Pero yo no soy veterano. Por eso hay que preguntar la pregunta diferente. Ya yo no pregunto si tú eres veterano. Yo te pregunto, ¿usted ha servido? Have you served? That's the question. Now we need to change how we think, because some veterans say, well, I'm not a veteran because I didn't go to Afghanistan or I didn't deploy. Some veterans say,
I didn't shoot.
I'm not a veteran because I wasn't in 11. I wasn't infantry, right? So then now Oklahoma, we're training our people to ask ask that differently. Have you served? And the answer is always going to be what?
Well, yes.
Yes, I served. Now it's up to us to determine what type of eligibility do you qualify for. Let us guide you through that process.
Ay.
Let us guide you through it.
Ahora
Let's say,
sí.
hey, you were National Guard. Okay, let's look at your basic training, AIT, any deployments. I went to Afghanistan. Perfect. Let's look at that. You know what I mean? And then we just break it down case by case by case. That's very important.
So, una pregunta. Si yo soy un National Guard en Puerto Rico, por ejemplo, y yo serví 6 años, pero nunca hice un deployment. Me quedé en Puerto Rico o tal vez fue a entrenar en California, pero nunca fui a un deployment.
Sí.
¿Soy veterano o no?
Eres un veterano. Eres un veterano porque serviste en la Guardia Nacional de Puerto Rico. Te pusiste el uniforme como yo no lo puse. Como Pedro se lo puso. O sea, tú te pusiste. Ahora, hay que eliminar la pregunta, ¿eres veterano? Hay que eliminarla. ¿Has servido? Y si la contestación es sí, porque tú serviste 6 años a la Guardia Nacional de Puerto Rico o lo que sea, te pusiste el mismo uniforme que dice que United States Army, right? No dice Puerto Rico Army, ¿verdad? Y dice United States Army. Y fuiste basic o Marine o que sea, o Air Force, lo que sea. Eso, at the end of the day, serviste.
Pero
Sí.
¿Qué es la diferencia? El que sirvió National Guard y no hizo deployment contra el que estuvo regular Army y fue a Afghanistan.
Mira, you served, you're a veteran. That's it. You served, okay, wait. Let me
O sea,
let me
¿qué decir a
backtrack.
mí?
You served honorably. You're a veteran.
Okay.
Eso es bien importante. Es bien importante porque, pero espérate. Yo te voy a hablar claro, let's talk how it is. Viene gente, que yo me merezco esto. Y cuando le veo el DD-214, el muchacho me lo botaron.
Chapter.
Me lo botaron por mala conducta o lo que sea.
Dishonorable. Dishonorable.
Yeah, right.
Or
Pero dice, that's not dishonorable. Right? But it says, other than what?
Honorable.
So, there's honorable, other than honorable. So, like, it wasn't honorable, it was other than honorable. ¿Tú me entiendes? So,
Yeah.
pero, don't get me wrong, you're still a veteran.
Still a veteran.
You still served.
Podemos.
You know what I mean?
Even if he's in jail.
Different things,
Is it-
right?
You're eligible for different things, exactly. So, like, for instance, sometimes you may have a general discharge, right, under honorable conditions, right? Because there's other than honorable, then there's under honorable conditions, which is people like, well, wait, they say under, they think it's honorable under. No.
Right.
Under honorable condition means that
Okay.
it was still honorable, but not as honorable, right? But there's categories to that. So this is the thing. The VA, people say, I want to change my character. That's what's called a character of discharge. El carácter de desalojo. Active duty time in the government. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. So we got the character of discharge. Okay, the VA has a process. If you're categorized other than honorable, you can still file a claim, and the VA will do a character of discharge hearing to see the circumstances of that discharge. Now, a lot of people will get discharged for disciplinary issues because they had either,
Article 15.
Article 15 because of DUI or drugs or whatever,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So now the question that we ask is, but wait, prior to that Article 15, prior for you to get it, you still served 5 years. So 4 out of those 5 years are still honorable. It was that last year of your service that you got caught up.
Wow.
And they kicked you out. So
Wow.
you still received a what? After 3 years, you received a what? A good conduct medal.
Good conduct medal.
So that means that you served honorably and you received a good conduct medal. I can argue that with the VA and say, hey, well, listen, okay, got it. His last 2 years,
Wow.
está bien, lo votaron.
That is huge.
Yeah, his last 2 years, they kicked him out, but what about his first 3 years? He still served honorably during those terms, you know. We can argue that. So there's different scenarios. Al fin y al cabo, si eres guardia nacional, serviste, and you served in the military, basic training, AIT, and like my friend Al Garza put on is line of duty incident. So any line of duty incident that you acquired during your state training, it has to be documented, right? That you had a line of duty injury. With that line of duty injury, that gives you your in-service category, your in-service incident.
Señores, he aprendido algo y me ha estado muy curioso que aunque no hayas ido a combate directo, aunque no hayas visto las balas venir hacia ti, sigues siendo veterano número 1.
Oh, yeah.
Y número 2, puedes hacer el reclame para servicios.
Yeah. Well, mira,
PTSD.
yeah, exacto,
Yeah,
porque
you-
chequeate esto.
Ándate,
Let's go
ahora
there.
sí.
Let's even go there. Ahora me digo, ahora, VA has changed the rules, and this has been in place for a long time now, but what I'm saying is, the VA, you get other than honorable discharge, but, you know, there was a history of you know, drugs, DUI, whatever the case is, you know what I mean?
Sí.
Obviously, that your discharge was induced or something that had to do with your mental health. You see what I'm saying? So because it was mental health related, the VA has now an obligation to review your character of discharge and see if you qualify. At a minimum, if you didn't do anything and you got discharged because of a mental health condition, right? They do a character of discharge hearing, and you know what I do? I tell my guy, I say, listen, get it. We all drink. We all drank at one point in the military. You know what I mean?
Right.
But did we drink excessively to the point that it cost us our career? Well, no, probably, yeah, could have. But at the same time, for this specific person, what happened? And then all of a sudden it comes out, my mom died while I was in service. Oh, wow. Wait, what?
Or maybe
Or-
an MST incident happened.
Or MST, exactly. Or military sexual trauma that led me to drink, to do alcohol. I was crying out for help.
La única manera que podía era
and
no de cuatro palos.
because again, the biggest enemy of a veteran is self-destruction.
Self-destruction.
You know what I mean? So,
That's big.
you know, so.
Hey,
But it's them telling them there's hope. We can talk to the VA. Let our guys, let our people, the people who are trained, paint the picture to the VA, right? Talk their lingo, and it can be. And again, the VA might come back and be like, este tipo está hecho de cuento, and then we go back and we fight. Es toma y dame, es como el boxeo. A puertorriqueños les gusta el boxeo, a latinos somos boxeadores, ¿verdad? Y con el veterano es lo mismo. Tú me das, yo te doy.
Esto es
Tú
un
me
boxeo.
das, yo te doy. ¿Me entiendes? Y así.
Yeah, otra cosa también is, and we're going to go back to this one for the veteran. How do I start a claim? Again, 1, 2, 3. First, like you say, don't get upset,
panic.
don't panic. Make sure you got it, all your records. You don't have your record, request them, or through the same BSO or any of the organization can request the message you sign. Also, inform your doctor, your non-VA doctor.
What?
About and tell your doctor, hey doctor, I'm claiming, I'm gonna claim
Gonna
this,
claim
I'm claiming this
Your
from VA.
private
I'm gonna-
doctor from your local
Yeah.
hospital.
Right, exactly. And you
Your
sign-
primary care doctor.
Your
sign-
primary care
you
doctor.
You sign the release form to that doctor, so VA can contact that doctor.
4142.
Exactly, it's a 4142, the release, medical information release. that doctor is gonna tell VA, oh, the person who called, say, okay, yeah, he's seen me. I've been seeing veteran blah 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 for the last 10 years due to his back problem. Is service connected?
Whatever. Right.
And it's getting worse.
Yeah.
That's one of the key things. It's worsening condition.
Worsening condition.
Worsening
It's
condition.
continuation of treatment and worsening
Exactly.
condition. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and that's another thing. And let me and Al, thank you for the ODVA website.
Yeah.
And that's the thing for ODVA specifically. You walk into Oklahoma to one of our VSO's offices, wherever it's at. Our website has all the locations. We'll sign POA, a power of attorney will be signed over to us so that we can get access to your files. Once we get access to your files, we can look at what you filed in the past, what you're currently in filing for, or what we need to file for.
Sure.
Your number step, contact Oklahoma Department of Veteran Affairs, get in contact with a veteran service officer. Step number 2, go and see us in our office and sign POA. And step number 3, let us take care of you.
Right.
Let us take care of you.
One of the things is the veteran might say, well, I tried 10, 20 years ago and I'm giving up. But remember, 10, 20 years ago, correct me if I'm wrong, VA used students to view claims, to review claims.
Sí.
And what happened with that? The student didn't know much about military. He or she didn't know that. It's the truth. So they just don't go there, approve, disapprove. Is that
So I would tell you the VA has an extensive training curriculum for them to become a decision rating officer or a veteran service officer just like us. They have to do some training, right? That's number one. And let's talk about it, guys. AI.
Yep.
AI is gonna be AI is, and listen, I'm not afraid of AI. I'm actually, AI enhances me as a veteran service officer, enhances my people that use it, right? Now, I will not tell AI to write my claim for me because AI doesn't know what I know as the personal experiences, right?
So you use it as a help.
As a tool to help me.
Ay.
As a tool. Not a I don't use AI to do it for me.
For me.
I use AI to, hey, this is my idea, What do you think? Well, Frankie, you're missing this. Okay, you're right. You know what I mean? Or AI is a tool to use to help you. So now, again, it's like anything else. Remember back in the day when you had a cough and then you put it in Google and Google told you you're gonna die. Right? So you gotta be careful how you use it. You gotta be careful how you use electronic. So for me and the people that I use, and the VA is using AI. They're using AI. You file a claim and they put it through an AI system. You know what I mean?
And I tell them, hey,
guess
here
what?
it is.
The AI is only as good as what we feed it, what information we give it. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's a tool that we can use. It's not the know and be all, but just know that the people behind the VA, they use AI tools to help them be more efficient, right? And be more, or try to be more efficient because the wait time. There's a question in here. How long does it take? The question, how long does it take to file a claim, right? And mira, I would love to tell you that it is fast, and it is not. There we go. Leo's watching from VetChat. How's it going, Leo? We love you, Leo. But at the end of the day I tell you, the VA can take up to anywhere from 60, 90, 180, 120, 365. The VA is going to take as long as they can, as they want, right? Because, again, they're the insurance company, and we're fighting them. But now, we also have to understand that, it takes a process. If you file a claim today, that doesn't mean that you're gonna have, it's gonna be tomorrow, gracias. That you're gonna be, approved tomorrow, it's a process.
And if it gets approved, you still can refile or...
Vamos a hablar eso un poquito. If it gets disapproved,
Yeah, mine was disapproved,
¿cuántas veces a ti te negaron?
Wow. Yo vine empezando. So, okay, yo siempre he sido una persona.
A mí como 6.
No, a mí me dejaron como.
At least 6 times I got denied.
Well,
At least.
well, and that's the thing. It's like some people get denied. I see people that they put a claim, a BDD claim, and boom, 100%.
100%.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's great thing, but again, veterans out there that are listening, veterano que me está escuchando, no seas reactivo, sea proactivo.
That's right.
Don't be reactive, be proactive. This is your claim. This is your benefits,
Ay.
right? Mira, yo tengo la contestación, pero no te voy a alimentar, ¿verdad? Tú tienes que ser proactive.
One thing, when I was denied the first time, I requested, and it was through the ODVA, I requested a video conference in Muskogee. And I was there myself, my wife, and the ODVA representative from Muskogee, and we were there. And I tell you, once it was a judge, right? The person,
Administrative
judge, he reviewed everything, and I will give you sample. I was denied PTSD. I was denied what was that? Diabetes. Peripheral neuropathy. When that judge say, wait a minute, you a Vietnam veteran.
What year was this? Do you remember what year?
That was in 2003 or around that. But
Did we have computers back then?
but anyway,
not only that, but wait. Let me throw 2003. The PACT Act wasn't signed until 2019.
That's right.
So I just wanted to. So in 2003, all these conditions got denied because there weren't
Right.
presumptives under the PACT Act.
that judge told stop everything. He said, let's stop everything. He just say that. You go back home with your wife, and you're gonna hear from me in less than 3 months. And because you're a Vietnam veteran, you don't have to prove anything. And it goes the same, not only Vietnam veteran, for other conflict, it's a disability match. For example, Iraq, the burn pit, and all these other ones. And and 3 months later, I received a letter.
How many years did it took you?
Well, it took me.
¿Tú saliste qué año? ¿Tú saliste 90 qué?
I salí en 95. I got out in 95.
And you got your 100% when?
Oh, 2012. But back then they give
Wow.
back then they give you back pay. Now they don't do it anymore.
No, and I get
It was
that.
great. But and again, you gotta, like you said, you gotta be proactive. Just because you get denial letter, don't say, that's it.
Do
I'm
not
giving up.
lose hope.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
exactly.
Do not lose hope.
Yeah.
Still.
Oh yeah.
No,
yeah.
and
You know-
listen, at the end of the day, is do not lose hope. Continue the fight. Continue the battle. Look for help. Ask for help.
Yeah.
And closed mouths don't get fed. You know what I mean?
I want to touch another topic is real quick and it's the DIC. The DIC, and the reason I'm touching that topic.
What is DIC?
DIC is
Dependency and indemnity compensation.
Okay.
It is a compensation granted to military spouses or veteran spouses of veterans veterans who have passed away, and their spouses can receive a monthly compensation. Now,
What?
let me be very clear, ma'am or Mr. who is listening to me, who has a military spouse or person who served. These entitlements are granted to you thanks to your spouse's service, right? They're granted to you because of his service or her service, right? Remember that. But one, you have to be married to the veteran at the time of death.
Right.
That's very important. In Oklahoma, there's common law that can be established and whatnot. That's very important.
Right.
But let me tell you something. I've had people that come up to me and be like, "Oh, I want to file my DIC." Okay, when did your husband pass away? Last year.
And she remarried.
And were you married at the time of death? No, we were divorced. I said, you were divorced. Did you remarry? Yes. You don't qualify.
No.
You right? So now, let me tell you something we gotta talk how it is, ¿verdad? There's people out there that try to take advantage of our veterans benefits right now, like
Sí,
that.
sí.
You know what I mean? And like I said, I'm quick to remind them, this is not your benefit. This is his benefit that is granted to you because of his service. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So DIC, dependency and indemnity compensation, is a compensation that can be granted to eligible spouses that of a veteran that has passed away. Right. One is important thing here: 100% veteran. If your veteran was 100% at the time of death, and he was over 10 years, he could have passed away from anything. That spouse is covered under DIC.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Yes, automatically.
She don't have to apply.
No. Wait, she has to apply.
Yeah, right.
She has to come in and apply.
Right. Yeah.
That's the number one. And I
So,
tell and I-
100%, 10 years, 100, the wife is automatic DIC.
qualifies for DIC.
Qualified for DIC.
How about 54 years?
Yeah, no. So, but this is the thing.
No, that's
No,
right.
not married for 10 years.
Yeah.
100% for 10 years.
For 10 years.
Yes, that's the grandfather law.
Yeah.
He has to be 100. He or she has to be 100% for 10 years to qualify her for anything. You can pass away from anything. Now, 9 years and 364 days, right? If he passes away, she qualifies only if the cause of death was one of his service-connected disabilities.
Ándale, ahora sí.
Service-connected disabilities.
Here we
Or
go.
complication with that.
Correct. So in Oklahoma, in Oklahoma, when I look at a death certificate and I see, oh, he had a heart attack. But guess what? He wasn't service connected for a heart attack. Right? But automatically other people be like, denied, right? If you submit that, denied.
Right.
But then I say, wait. I look at his code sheet and I say, whoa, he had PTSD, he had diabetes, he had hypertension, que si esto. Oh, right here it says secondary causes of death that could have caused death. I tell him, go get the death certificate amended and go tell him to add this to the death certificate. Now he submitted and now you qualify. You know what I
And
mean?
you know,
So-
and one of the problems that happened that I seen that
Wow.
is
That is huge.
is
But you
that-
need to have a good VSO that understands that.
Right.
That's why I said, again, I tell you, if you are a spouse that thinks that may be eligible to DIC, 1, 2, 3, right? Your number one step is to first calm down, right? And let me say this right quick. 1, 2, 3 for DIC. Same thing as filing a claim. Especially if it's a recent death. Calm down. Handle your home first. Handle the funeral. Handle all that stuff, right? I understand that. But your second stop, after you stop, because trust me, us as veterans, I told my wife, stop crying and go to the VA. You need to go get help. You know what I mean?
No.
I love you. You know, I know you love me. I know you're mourning me and whatnot. But hey, go see my friend out. You know what I mean? Because is getting that process right and finding a VSO in your local area to help you with that process. Calm down, see a VSO, file the claim.
And the thing is that still there's a lot of veterans out there that don't do their homework. And I'm saying that because we went through that. Myself, my friend, Wilson.
And don't wait till last minute to do your homework.
What is this? This is what every veteran should have. Something similar. It don't matter, it can be metal, whatever.
I'll bring mine next time.
The one,
It's a file this big.
why is that? Because first, you gotta prepare either your spouse or your immediate family member, the person who is veteran benefit.
Yeah.
Tell your spouse about your disability. A lot of spouses don't know. Oh, he went to Iraq. He went to blah blah blah.
I tell you why.
Yeah.
Because a lot of veterans are there out there. They're scared to tell their spouses how much money they're making from the VA.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, yeah.
And also, make sure you.
I'm 80%, and I have this or that.
That's the homework that every veteran should have. Prepare one of this, label it in case I die.
Exacto.
Do this, check this, call that, call the casualty officer if you close to places like, for example, Fort Sill, or there's a casualty officer. You make sure you talk to the funeral director or wherever you got any funeral plan prepared to make sure that the person who certified that death know that you are a veteran who service connected. They say, for example, Sergeant Jones died due to complication with the heart problem, which is a complication with the diabetes connected to the service connection. That will easy the work for the VSO when he
Sí,
or she.
sí, sí, sí.
The important thing is that before they make the death certificate,
Exactly.
come see your VSO so that they can print you out what's called the code sheet.
Right.
The code sheet is going to have all of the veterans' service-connected disabilities. And then me, if you were to come to me, I'm going to get that and I'm going to give you a packet and I'm going to say, give this to the funeral director so that they can give it to the medical examiner. And you tell them, everything on this sheet goes in as secondary. I don't care if he died because he broke his leg, right? He broke his leg because in service he had knee injuries and that's why he fell down the stairs. You know what I mean? So his knee injury was a secondary cause of his death. You know what I mean? I don't care.
And it's important that you prepare your family for that, because we went through a lot of places, few families that we had to dig out the 214. She didn't know what a 214 was. She didn't know what it was. What is that?
That's right.
You know, know what your records are. You know, in Oklahoma.
Benefits. There's a letter that the VA will send you when you sign up.
Right.
You register for death benefits, and then they sent me a blue envelope, said death benefits on it, has all your info, everything that you give to the funeral home, every honor or thing that you're awarded, that and that's all in an envelope in a family folder. My wife knows if something happens.
Exactly.
Insurance. Here's the life insurance. Here's the VA death benefit letter. All that stuff.
Password and everything.
And let me tell you something. This is the thing. After the death certificate is issued, it is hard to get it amended.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? You know why it's hard? Because we're dealing with the government. Everything's hard with the government. But what at the end of the day is never accept no for an answer. Right? These are benefits that at the end of the day, if there's an amendment, if there's even an option of an amendment, that means they can do it. Because if there wasn't an option, they wouldn't even put an amendment. You know what I mean? I've contacted Kansas, Missouri, Texas, Arkansas, and I've gotten death certificates amended. In Puerto Rico, I've sent the person to go, vete para atrás para la colectoría, habla con ellos, ¿me entiendes? And they've got it amended. You know what I mean? Because again, if it wasn't an option, why even promote it? So we need to force these people to do their jobs. You know.
And again, do your homework. Don't expect the VA or all these other agencies to do it for you. We got to do our own.
I
our
agree.
own job. Yeah.
Our due diligence.
Yeah. Before we.
Lino, can I say something real quick?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Just recently on my claim that I have right now, I was denied for an ankle thing, and they told me, "Hey, we don't have no record of this. We don't have a record." And I was like, "Okay, well, if the VA doesn't," at first and a lot of veterans think this way. Well, if the VA doesn't have it, it must be lost.
Yeah.
So I contacted the hospital on the base where I was, the physical therapy department. I asked for my records. They sent me the records, and now I'm able to resubmit that claim with medical evidence. But
That's right.
my point is, if you're a veteran and the VA says, "Oh yeah, we don't have that," and you think they should have it, but they don't have it, don't get upset and just quit. You go look for it yourself.
That's
and
right.
then you resubmit the claim.
Exactly. And again, does anyone have any questions? Please use the chat. We'd like to thank those who are watching.
Let's open it for questions, just in case.
Messina, and all that, just in case you have any questions. And going back to, you mentioned Puerto Rico, there was a question about in Puerto Rico. Well, I was just at National Guard, but I never got deployed. And this particular person, he got deployed to Guantanamo base. So what's in Guantanamo? the famous prison there, right? As a guard, what are you exposed to? A lot of things plus PTSD. You are under pressure there. So don't be afraid to say, yes, I was a National Guard, but I was deployed to this, I was deployed to that. It doesn't matter where you deploy, as long as you were deployed and you were
Under Title 10 orders.
on the Title 10 order, exactly.
Orders,
You're
yeah.
on the Title 10.
Title 10 orders are the active duty orders, right?
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
it was activated on the act, and there's some other circumstances that can be addressed, but Title 10 orders is the number one.
Right, and and this is not gonna be the last time we do this. We're gonna do another one, and we usually do it every 6 months, allowing time for new regulation to come in and disappear. Talking about that, a lot of questions. One question: what happened to this? Again, don't rely on the social media. Yeah, if I take my medicine, they're gonna take my disability. Blah blah blah.
Let's clear the room right quick with that. Listen, it's as simple as this. The VA is not going to investigate anything if you lead the VA to open a case. Like for instance, if you file a claim for increase, right? And this was back in the day, right? That could potentially affect you. You know what I mean? So the main thing is that they pushed out this regulation, this amended thing, and the next day they took it down. They're like, you know what? That was a bad idea because they knew it was a bad idea. So with that being said, no harm, no foul. Nobody's affected by that. But in the future, I will tell you, if you invite the VA to look into your claim, they will look into your claim. Your claim, you can be at 90%, file a claim, and then be 80%, right? And that's because you opened that claim. So, como te digo, you know, we say there's always a disclaimer is what goes up can go down.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But it happens more often than not. A good VSO, a good trained VSO
Yep.
will know how to get you back to what you need to do.
One other question that I was gonna mention real quick is the HISA grant. The HISA grant is a grant the VA have for disabled veterans who need access to like a bathroom, a shower, or a ramp. There's a grant that if you request that through VA in the prosthetic portion part of the VA, and it's great. It really works.
Yes, and that's a great. And I was just looking it up just to make sure I was going to tell you the right information. VHA and VBA are both veteran administration, but they're two different administrations. Veteran Health Administration and Veteran Benefit Administration. Remember that, guys. Again, Veteran Benefit Administration handles your compensation and pension. Veteran Health Administration handles all your medical and needs and treatment and whatnot. Two veteran organizations, two veteran administrations, two different veteran separate. And one does not talk to the other. You know what I mean?
Right.
So understand that. So for the HISA, it's through the grant, it's through the Veteran Health Administration.
Right, exactly, and it works. The reason I mentioned that because I see veterans when I work at the VA volunteer, they walk in there and I ask questions. Well, do you have a ramp in your house? No.
No.
Do you know about the HISA? No. And they 100%.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, you say that. I bought a house, like I told you, and I'm about to use the grant because I have tubs. And me having knee problems, back problems, neuropathies and whatnot, going over and over, it creates a slip hazard. So I need to switch my tubs to a walk-in shower.
Walk-in shower.
That's exactly what they did here.
Yeah.
They did, and I didn't spend
A dime.
a dime.
Yeah, my wife was so happy about that.
And you know what I like is that the contractor, they have to provide VA with plans, with the materials. It's not just any Joe ran around.
And not only that, don't go spending the money and then requesting the VA to pay you back. They won't pay you back.
They won't pay you
They
back.
say they know. So before you do that, make sure you talk to a representative at the health administration and advise, look for information, and know what you're asking for.
Exactly.
In this case, again, my experience is I have tubs, both my tubs up and down. I want walk-in showers, and because of my disabilities, the VA was. Now, guess what? I'm at risk of them saying, "No, you're denied," right? All right, but I'm gonna ask questions, why, and whatnot, and get those answers. So that's a great.
We got more minutes, and before that, Pedro got another thing. But I want to mention one last thing. Promise, the last one. CRSC. I have mentioned a lot of veterans that this is for retirees only. They had 100%. A retiree with 100%, see, combat related compensation paid. This is not from VA. This is from DFAS.
From the armed forces.
In other words, a retiree, he or she got 100%, and they retired 20 years or whatever. They can request that to the system. You know, they can download the form. Just Google the form, CRSC form, and fill it out, send it, and
your branch of service.
You
is
either
the
get
one that
it,
is
you either
paid.
get it, match it, or you might get like if you're 100 in VA, you might get it 80 or 90 or less. But it's gonna be close.
But for combat related issues, you have to have been either medically retired or retired. Okay,
Yeah.
very important.
Right.
Medically retired or
Right.
retired. If you received a severance pay, you didn't get medically retired.
No,
I just want to let you know that.
That was the famous 10 and go, 10 years and go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's two types. You got CRSC and you got CRDP,
Yeah,
which is
CRDP.
concurrent retirement and compensation. But then you can also get CRSC. And let me tell you something, guys. If you are medically retired and you have not heard the word CRSC, do your due diligence and do it now. Talk to
Right.
somebody to see if you're eligible. I helped my brother, Angel Maldonado, my brother. I helped him out. He received, guys, I love you, bro, but $135,000 back pay.
Wow.
Okay, he hit the lottery without playing the lottery. You know what I mean?
Exactly, that happened
So-
to me too. But I was so surprised when I saw that. I said, "Whoa, where that came from?"
Exactly.
Because they give it back
The
to
back
you.
pay.
Back pay.
Because you've been paying into it.
Exactly, and
You know?
and it works. It
So
works.
there can be benefits for people out there. Now listen, not everybody's case is the same.
Yeah.
Orientate, talk to somebody, and then again, if you get denied, they'll explain to you why you got denied, right?
That's right.
But there's some very specific eligibility requirements.
Pedro has something else that he's involved
No
with.
pagan, compa.
He got to talk about the international VA
So-
veterans.
Clay Rojas and myself have actually visited this place. It's a veteran tour in Punta Cana that any veteran with a
Clay's laughing because he looks at me saying, Frankie, when we're going?
yeah, where we go, and it's actually a week of therapy for you. Literally 80 to 90% paid. The only thing I had to pay out of my pocket was lunches and my plane ticket. All the rest was covered by them. It actually was covered by the Veterans Administration.
Ooh, no.
Those
7
veterans in
days.
Puerto Rico, check that out.
Yes, 7 days that I saw a chiropractor, physical therapist, psychologist, therapist. Everything that was wrong with me, they take care of it. And I didn't pay a cent. Clay, your thoughts?
Let me just say one very important key for this program is you must be service connected.
That's right.
Even if your rating is a 0,
Yes.
But it's connected.
Yes.
service connected, 0 to 100, you must be service connected to qualify for this program, because what they will do is you will give them your VA disability breakdown letter and with all your diagnosis with the codes, and they will make your appointments for the week based off of that letter. So you must be service connected. You must have your disability letter with all the codes. It doesn't matter what type of discharge you had. It doesn't matter, as long as you've got the service connection, your DD-214, and you are good to go. So if you want more information, we put the website up on the chat, Veterans Care International. It is in the beautiful República Dominicana, and it is worth it. And we've been trying to get Frankie to go. And I don't know.
I will.
That is great, and that's my next one. Next time he goes, I'm gonna go too. And I want to thank all those who participated, you guys, and those you Clay, and everyone else that is out there watching the program. And this program will remain on the YouTube channel. It will remain on the Facebook, both pages, all those links you have. It will remain. It will stay there. Hopefully, Facebook doesn't take it because there's no music involved. So it will stay there, and if you know anyone that missed the program, tell them to watch it because he or she can learn a lot of stuff there. Also, we send us a message or a suggestion for the next program.
Sí.
What do you want to hear, and all that. Who you want to? We can invite also other people to the show via remote. So next time we're gonna remote to our friends in Puerto Rico, especially with Israel Soto, and like Wilson too. We're gonna remote with them, and hopefully we get a better. Our signal gets stronger that day because it's supposed to be strong.
Well, that's the thing, and just to quote, VetChat,
Yeah.
VetChat does that, right? It's just veteran talking, guys. So this is something, the same thing. We're doing it online. We're doing for our community, our Spanish community and whatnot.
What a little one. Also, is in. I put the information on the veteran calendar, the statewide. So it's there. So we're gonna add this. We're gonna add the links and all that, so you can watch it.
Hey, Pedro, can I say one last thing before we sign off?
Absolutely.
Let me just say one last thing. If you're a veteran watching this, whether you're live or maybe, I don't know, it's 3:00 in the morning and you're just watching the replay right now. If you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling suicidal, if you're feeling down, hopeless, please ask for help. Dial or call 988, and you will get someone right away. And if you feel like you can hang in there for a couple more days, please visit theforge.org and we can get you some counseling right away. But if you're feeling suicidal, you're not alone, you're not crazy. Jesus loves you, we love you. Dial 988 and get some help.
And also get involved too. Volunteer at your local clinic. VA has a program that is called CCC, Compassionate Communication Corps. They assign us a veteran, especially a veteran that's suffering from PTSD. We talk to him or her. We just talk on a weekly basis on the phone, and we just chat. Just two veterans chat. Hey, about fishing, about the weather. It's just that conversation really works. I am doing that with a friend that I haven't never met in person here in Oklahoma, but we talk weekly, and I tell you, it benefit him and it benefit myself too. It works. So that you can do it by volunteering at your local clinic. Just ask for the CCC program.
Y ahora, volvemos a ir un poquito de salsa.
¿Ah?
Y ahora, volvemos a
Que
la
me
salsa.
pongan salsa.
Ahora volvemos a la salsa.
And if you like music, you can always connect to
Volvemos a la salsa,
Pista Tropical. Thank you very much, Clay. Thank you very much, and thank you for those who listen to
Gracias a ti.
in Oklahoma, the state, the country, in Puerto Rico. Gracias, muchachos allá en Puerto Rico que se conectaron y pasen la voz, porque vamos a hacer esto por ejemplo, más o menos cada 6 meses, más o menos, dándole tiempo para que
Las cosas fluyan.
fluyan y cosas.
O antes si se puede.
O antes, si we have to do it before.
Quarterly,
Every quarter we'll do it, and it's going to be the same.
Okay.
Veteran talk to veteran.
Porque veterana cambia cosas every
Yeah,
quarter. So,
exactly.
so quarterly will be good because,
Yeah.
as things change, we can change.
And remember, veteran had a competition every year. It's called Veteran Creative Arts Competition. That is great. I participated in one. I went to Broken Arrow. I took those 2 congas with me. I mean, we have fun. We make it to the final, to the national. I hope they send me to DC. There's a trip to DC.
bueno.
So that's great. So just get involved. Get involved. Veterans, we're here to serve each other. We serve our nation. Now we're still serving our nation, but we still serve each other, regardless where you're located. And again, thank you very much, and God bless you all. Thank you. Thank you, Clay.
All right,
Thank
guys.
you. Bye. Bye-bye.